got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you.
Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos. I've had the luxury of a bunch of guests in the last couple weeks, so this muscle is atrophied. So, been an interesting week. Let me open my lacroy. I actually had a good friend reach out and let me know that it's actually officially supposed to be called lacroy, like enjoy. But that is just not as much fun to me as wondering whether it's lacroix, lacroy, lacroix. What else would you say? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's been a weird week, everybody. I think trying to avoid the news, if you're successful at avoiding the news, you can really learn a lot about what's actually happening. And it's definitely getting weird. I remember when I was a kid, we were just kind of on the cusp of coming out of the Cold War. I mean, I guess it was kind of raging when I was a young kid. In 80, Reagan and the tear down the wall, and that was Germany, and all the Russia stuff. It's depressing. It's depressing that we're still talking about it. Basically talking about the same thing. And the most interesting thing to me is that, I had Brian McWilliams on a couple weeks ago. If you guys listen to that one. He's actually not a conspiracy theory per se. He's, a libertarian. But he observes what's going on around us. Looks at history. And is like, this seems odd, right? A lot of this seems odd. Like, I am trying to and successfully avoiding the news most of the time, but, I catch the headlines here and there. And it's really strange how the headlines have switched away from COVID. And if they are COVID, it's, it's winding down. Now, is that really what's happening? I actually hope so, and I really think so. Speaking of COVID-19. I guess we'll see, but, unless there's a significant resurgence again, if this is... I hope this isn't like it was in July where we thought we were out of the woods and everybody took their masks off and then all of a sudden it flared up again. I don't think we're going to have that. I think we're not in the clear. And this is the other thing about this pandemic and COVID-19. If it becomes endemic and we just live with it for the rest of our lives, even if you think that it's okay to... you're young and it's not going to bother you. Well, now the thing is here forever. So you're going to age into it being a problem. So even if it didn't get you now, the fact that it's going to still be here when you're 65 or 70 and, that's just a shame that we let that happen. But anyway, even if you're not watching the news and the headlines, you still catch this thing here or there now and then. But like if you take Google News, for example, I try to stay away from other news, but I don't know. Does anybody know a good news source? I jump between and kind of look and see, what the different ones are saying. But Google News, for example, you have to scroll way down to get to COVID stuff now. Everything is Ukraine. Now, is that because that's the most important thing we should be worried about? I don't know. I don't know why, other than from the humanitarian perspective. I don't know why we're concerned with that and not other things that are going on that are horrible in particular. I don't know why anybody wants to take over land and territory. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I tell my son all the time when he talks about stories and there's, villains and evil people that they want to take over the world and take over the town and take over the universe and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't even want to take over my neighbors. Like, I could care less what somebody else is doing if it doesn't impact me. So why would I want to take over the world? It just doesn't make any sense. It's very strange. So I've never been to Russia, but I know it's big. I got to imagine it's a several hour trip by car. I guess I could look this up. Car, plane, whatever. From Moscow to, was it Kiev is the main city there? Why do people try to take over other towns like that? Just, if we really just zoom out and be completely stupid about it. I mean, I guess there's some, maybe back in the day there would have been a fight for resources, or maybe that's still the case, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that we're still operating the world like it's, I don't know, what would you say, before 1900 maybe? When this type of country tribalism, it didn't even make sense then if we would have just had a conversation about shit. But yeah, it's very strange and it's very disheartening. And the more I realize how good we had it there for a stretch, the late 80s, the 90s, even kind of through the 2000s, felt like we were getting away really easy from a stress standpoint. Maybe that was the height of our empire and we were just basking in the glow of it before it burned out. I don't know. What I do know is that I had a great weekend with family and friends. And really just stopped to try to go through every moment of that time and enjoy as much of it as I could. I did a lot of mundane things. I detangled a giant ball of necklaces that had gotten tangled up. And it was very meditative and very satisfying to finish that task. I did a few handy things around the house. I built some things. And I just think that's what life is a series of moment to moment trying to enjoy each one of those moments for what it is. A miracle that you're even here, and try to make it a good one. Try to make people laugh with other people. think that's it. It's not that complicated. Really, when you break it down, it shouldn't be. It's a shame it is. It's not that life doesn't involve suffering. It most certainly does, but it doesn't all have to be suffering. And even the simplest, most mundane things, taking a walk, can be transformative in your thought process. And I don't know. Just an interesting week, everybody. And a short podcast. But I got some really good guests lined up. There's some really cool stuff coming up. Scheduling's always interesting, so, when they come out, you'll know. But I'm starting to have some really interesting conversations because I'm just steering this towards whatever it is I want it to become, a piece of chaos and conversations and life post-pandemic, or I don't know, just 2022 going forward is a good start to try to figure things out again, continually, forever. So, and one other thing, I got to get some permissions to put this out, but I found a bunch of cassette tapes. Now, if you're too young to remember what a cassette tape is, it was a really strange medium that for music that kind of was shoved in between vinyl records and CDs, compact discs. I don't know how long it was for, but I don't know. I'd have to look it up. This is the non-research podcast. I do have the internet right next to me here, but I don't want to dive into it. Definitely in the early 80s, I guess, when the Walkman came out, cassettes were dominant. So everybody had a cassette player. Then auto reverse came out. Anyway, I found a bunch of cassettes. Old band cassettes and live recordings and stuff like that. And I'm digging through them, digitizing them. And you have to listen to them in real time to digitize them. There's no way around it. And it's so funny. First of all, some of the things I found are so funny. But what a shit medium it is. Like, it's so slow. You have to rewind the whole tape to get to the beginning. You have no idea what's on it. You don't know when things start or when things end. The tapes got mangled sometimes. It's just really interesting. But I guess they hold up fairly well over the years. These were just sitting in a box, like a milk crate for the better part of like 15 or 20 years. A milk crate inside a cardboard box. So like I thought these were long gone, but found some really funny stuff. It's been fun going through those, little trip down memory lane. Maybe I'll put some on here if I find something worthwhile. But life's just interesting and continues to be so. And I think it always will be. As long as you're paying attention.
So deep in my heart
So,
that you're really a part of me.
I guess pay attention this week, huh? All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate you for listening. And I promise some really cool guests coming up the next couple weeks. I just appreciate anybody that's listening for whatever reason, and we'll figure out what this is for together, I guess. Have a great
Why
week.
should I try to resist
Thanks again for listening to Piece of Chaos.
when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake